Breaking news! What if I told you that one of the boldest moves of the offseason might turn out to be the ultimate game changer in the AFC North? But it's not just about the player, it's about the strategy, the timing, and the message it sends to the entire league. Something big is brewing in Baltimore, and it has the fingerprints of a GM who's not just playing chess, he's rewriting the playbook. But before we move on, make sure you hit that like button if you're a true Ravens fan. It's always amazing to see fans of all ages supporting this team. And if you feel like it, comment, "Go Ravens!" Let's get right to it. Eric DeCosta is absolutely on fire. We're not just talking about a good offseason, we're witnessing a potential masterclass in front office management. From smart cap moves to strategic risk-taking, what DeCosta has done this year could redefine the Ravens' future. And nowhere is that clearer than in the jaw-dropping acquisition of Jaire Alexander. Let's break it down. Baltimore got Jaire Alexander, a two-time Pro Bowler, a top-level shutdown corner, for just $4 million base salary. Let that sink in. In an NFL world where cornerbacks of his caliber typically command $15 to $20 million annually, DeCosta got him on what amounts to a prove-it deal, 1 year, $4 million, with another $2 million in incentives. This is a move that could pay off exponentially, and here's why. First off, age matters. Alexander is only 28. He's not past his prime. He's still in it. And despite the injury chatter, let's remember the upside. Just 2 years ago, Alexander posted 14 pass breakups, 5 interceptions, and 56 tackles. When he's healthy, he is among the best in the business. So, this isn't just a depth signing. This is a bet on potential greatness at a bargain price. If he stays healthy and balls out, great. He's earned every cent. If he doesn't, you're only out $4 million. It's high upside with low financial risk. Textbook DeCosta. Now, here's where things get even more intriguing. According to the numbers, even late-round draft picks like Nick Samac and Garrett Dellinger are making more money than Alexander in 2025. Samac, a 7th-rounder with no NFL snaps, will make $4.13 million. Dellinger, $4.30 million. That's not a knock on the rookies, but it underscores the unbelievable value in Alexander's deal. So if you're out here complaining that this was an overpay or a waste, you might need to take a walk and look in the mirror, because that take just doesn't hold up. But let's go even deeper. Alexander didn't just show flashes last season, he made a real impact when on the field. Green Bay's defense allowed a 9.7% lower completion rate when he was playing. And check this out, his ball hawk rate in 2024 was 23.3%, the best of his career and second highest in the league for corners with 100-plus coverage snaps. The man can still play, and now he's motivated. He knows he's playing for a big 2026 payday, and the best version of Alexander might just be what the Ravens unleash this season. Then there's the ripple effect. His addition shifts the entire dynamic of the secondary. Week 1 of 2024 had Brandon Stephens and Jalen Armour-Davis as your CB1 and CB2. This year, Nate Wiggins, Jaire Alexander, and Marlon Humphrey. Throw in Malachi Starks and Kyle Hamilton at safety, and suddenly you've got one of the most formidable secondaries in the league. And let's not forget, Wiggins is entering year 2 with 20 added pounds of muscle. Marlon slides into a more natural slot position, where he thrives. And you've got Chidobe Awuzie and TJ Tampa as depth pieces, better depth than the starters you had last season. Still not convinced? Here's something that can't be ignored. Jaire wanted to be here. He had higher offers elsewhere, but he chose Baltimore. Why? Lamar Jackson. It's the Lamar effect. Just like DeAndre Hopkins, players believe in Lamar. They believe they can win championships with him. This isn't just a roster upgrade. It's a culture shift. We are seeing the evolution of a team that finished second to last in the league last year in passing yards allowed per game. That stat, 244.1 yards, was a glaring weakness. That's no longer the case. This secondary is now deep, experienced, and versatile. It's not just fixed, it's dangerous. What's really at stake here is more than just one player's performance. It's the foundation of a championship-caliber defense that Baltimore has quietly and methodically rebuilt under Eric DeCosta's guidance. And Jaire Alexander is not just another name on the depth chart. He might be the catalyst that unlocks the full potential of this new Ravens era. Think about what this does to the play-calling options. With Alexander locking down one side and Nate Wiggins emerging as a legit CB2, Mike McDonald's successor, whoever is calling the shots on defense this year, can get significantly more aggressive. Blitz packages, disguise coverages, creative rotations in the secondary, all of that is now back on the table. You've got the pieces to confuse quarterbacks, force turnovers, and tilt tilt the field in your favor. That's how you win in January. That's how you dethrone the Chiefs. That's how you make it back to the AFC Championship and beyond. And Marlon Humphrey, he might be the biggest beneficiary of this entire setup. Moving into the nickel, playing more inside where his physicality and instincts shine, is a major win. He doesn't have to carry the burden of CB1 every snap anymore. He can now play with more freedom, read the quarterback, and use his experience to create game-changing plays in crucial moments. Pair that with Kyle Hamilton and rookie sensation Malachi Starks at safety, and you've got one of the most complete secondaries in the NFL. No exaggeration. But let's not forget this. Jaire Alexander didn't just take a pay cut to come here. He turned down bigger money elsewhere to reunite with Lamar Jackson. That says everything you need to know about what's being built in Baltimore right now. Players believe in this culture. They want to be a part of it. The chemistry, the camaraderie, the championship expectations, it's real. And it's fueled by number 8. Lamar Jackson isn't just Baltimore's quarterback. He's become the magnet pulling elite talent into this locker room. Whether it's DeAndre Hopkins, Jaire Alexander, or whoever's next, players want to win, and they think they can do it here. And don't overlook the message this sends to the rest of the league. The Ravens aren't just trying to compete, they're aiming to dominate. This move is about more than patching holes or adding depth. It's a calculated step toward putting together a defense that can lock down elite offenses in the postseason. It's about making sure what happened against the Chiefs last year never happens again. Of course, there are still questions. Will Alexander stay healthy? Can he consistently deliver top-tier performances over 17 games? Can he be the version of himself that made Green Bay fans fall in love with his lockdown coverage and playmaking ability? That's what we'll be watching closely come September. But if you're betting on motivation, pride, and timing, this is exactly the moment you'd want a player like Alexander. 1 year, 1 shot, all eyes on him. So Ravens flock, what do you think? Was this Eric DeCosta's smartest move of the offseason? Or is the risk too great, even at $4 million? Let me know in the comments right now. And the story doesn't stop there, because when you peel back the layers of what this signing really means, you start to see just how carefully calculated every piece of this offseason has been. This isn't just about adding talent. It's about fixing a system that was on the verge of cracking and turning it into a strength. Let's rewind for a second. The Ravens gave up over 244 passing yards per game last season, 31st in the entire league. That kind of stat doesn't just get you bounced from the playoffs, it puts your whole defensive identity at risk. This was a proud franchise known for elite defenses. Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Terrell Suggs. That standard doesn't disappear overnight, and clearly, DeCosta hasn't forgotten that. This offseason was about restoring that image, and it started with acknowledging the weakness and being aggressive in fixing it. Bringing in Jaire Alexander isn't a standalone move. It's part of a chain reaction that elevates everyone around him. Look at Nate Wiggins, a first-round pick with sky-high potential, but still young, still developing. Now he's not asked to shadow WR1S every snap. Now he can grow at the right pace, mentored by a player who's done it at the highest level. The Ravens didn't just buy talent, they bought time and space for their younger players to thrive. That's the kind of foresight you rarely see executed this well. And we haven't even touched on how this improves Baltimore's ability to match up with the AFC elite. Think about the gauntlet this team faces if they want to get back to the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, every one of those quarterbacks will test your corners relentlessly. You need a cornerback group that can hold its own. With Jaire, Wiggins, and Humphrey, you've got the depth, the experience, and the versatility to handle those matchups without folding. There's also a leadership element that shouldn't be ignored. Say what you will about Alexander's injury history, but when he's on the field, he brings intensity, swagger, confidence. That's infectious. It spreads through the locker room, especially to young players trying to find their voice. When a Pro Bowl level veteran comes in hungry, looking to prove himself